that that last play. Just kind of take us through it, what was drawn up, and how it actually was executed on the court.
Yeah, they did a great job. Obviously, I think there was a 3-second differential, and so we wanted to burn as much clock as we could before we got into the action. And it was the Jamal Paul pick and roll. Jamal had something great. If not, we had Paul ISO or Paul and Gary on the backside. And Jamal drew so much attention on the initial pick and roll. When Paul caught it, he had a lane to the basket and a hell of a drive and finish. And I thought that was the key. When Nikola got ejected, obviously I went to Paul time and time again. And that's what you want from your vet, a guy that's been there and done that. And that was a playoff type game. And Paul came through in a big way down the stretch.
And you know what? This brings me to this. I think the Nuggets are now 12-3 in games decided by 3 points or less this season. Why has this team been so good in these tight game scenarios?
Yeah, I think it's lacking great coaching. I think it's
That's a good joke.
What's so funny about that? No, I think our players, they're poised, and I think they're confident because we've been in so many of those games and we've come out on the winning end. And, let's be honest, that Dallas game we stole. We had a blown coverage on defense, missed free throw, and Nikola bails us out. That's one we really didn't deserve to win, but we'll take it. Tonight down the stretch, I thought our defense was fantastic in the second half. I think we held them 40 points on 29% in the second half. Great numbers. But down the stretch, Paul got him the ball where he's effective, scored in the post, was aggressive, and then that last play was a well-executed play that we designed just like that off the board. So I give our players all the credit because they're the ones out there making the plays on offense and getting the stops and rebounds on defense.
And you just mentioned Nikola Jokic, and obviously a lot was said about him in the lead up to this game. But what did his mindset, his aggressiveness mean to this team?
Yeah, he came out and was ultra aggressive, and I love that. And Miles Turner leads the NBA in block shots, hell of a defensive player, but Nikola had that mindset. I'm being aggressive to start. And the key, though, for this game was how we closed that second quarter. Great crowd, not playing really well. 15-2 run to close that quarter, cut it to 3. All the momentum going into halftime and coming out, and we were able to sustain that. But when Nikola plays aggressive, he's a different type of a player, and obviously did not like him getting ejected tonight. And I got to watch the film and see some of the fouls that were not called, and all that kind of stuff. It was 37-20 in free throws. So Nikola's so important that we need him out there, and I'm not sure what he said, but I'm sure it was worthy of an ejection at that point. But he was great to start, and now we go on a 4-game road trip, and we got a lot of work to do.
Your crowd certainly let it be known what they thought of the officiating, but that's something you're saying you need to see some of that before you.
Oh, and I'm not. I've lost enough money, man. I'm not giving anybody my money. I work too hard for this shit. It is what it is. As a coach, you never agree with all the calls. I put myself in the official shoes, and they have a hard job. Not going to keep me happy. Not going to keep Nate happy. Not going to keep the fans happy. But yeah, I have to watch the film. I thought there were some calls that maybe could have gone the other way, but I'm just thankful, Nick, that we're able to pull out another exciting, intense possession by possession game, and to do it without your best player in the fourth quarter even speaks to our resiliency, our character, our toughness, our depth, all those things.
You mentioned the 40 points in the second half that you guys allowed. Just what was the difference defensively for you guys?
It always comes down to effort for me. I mean, if you want to be a good defensive player, if you want to be a good defensive team, it's effort. I mean, we can talk about all the coverages and this and that. If you play hard, if you have pride, and you work, and you give multiple effort, you're going to have a chance to be a good defensive team. And I think in that second half, we just turned it up another level. And the key was how we ended that second quarter, because that gave us a light at the end of the tunnel, some hope, because we were not playing very well up to that point. And to sustain it for 2 more quarters, the third and the fourth, was great to see.
Is that the difference from the first quarter when you scored 36 and you put yourself in another hole?
Yeah, I mean, they came out, they were on fire, they didn't feel us, they were hitting everything, give them credit. And then after that, I think we settled down, kind of got our defense into the game, made some adjustments with our pick and rolls, changed some of the matchups, how we were guarding things. And then guys, again, they owned it. The guys on the floor owned it, and they knew they had to be better, and they were. I mean, they were at 65, it felt like, for most of the game from the field, and for them to only, I think, 45 for the game in the second half, I think they only made 1 3. So much better job on that end of the floor.
How would you grade this 3-game homestand?
Well, 3-0 was great. Obviously, I would say overall we've got to play better. The Minnesota game I thought we played really well. Dallas, we were lucky to win. Didn't play for 3 quarters. And tonight, second half was terrific, and the first half wasn't good enough. So you can find your answer in that answer. But 3-0, I'm happy with, but we're never satisfied, and we know that we have to be better. But when you can win games and find ways to win when you're not playing your best, there's something to that. So I'm happy that we're able to get these wins and turn it up when we needed to. But moving forward, you can't wait. We can't wait and, hey, we're going to turn that switch now. If you get into a playoff series, you got to be ready to go every possession. And that's something that we're going to learn.
One more. Coach, is process any more or less important this time of the year as opposed to results? Process, how they're good. Is there any?
Yeah, I think they go hand in hand, kind of to Adam's question. You love the results. I love being 3-0 in this homestand. We came back from that road trip, we were 4-4 after the All-Star break and not playing well. And I think we refocused and we reset and we won 3 in a row. But within those 3 wins, because at the end of the day, this is a results business. I mean, we can talk about all these different things. Hey, we played great, but we went 0-3. Well, what does that do for us? But within the 3-0, we know that there are things that we have to improve upon. And I've gone with a shortened rotation. I think it's been really good for us. And I think guys are probably still getting used to that a little bit, extended minutes. But good problems to have. I'd much rather clean up and teach and watch video after 3 wins than after 3 losses.
Thank you.